Are we up? We are up. There we go. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all right.
We've got it up.
Speak for yourself. Oh, hang on. Here he comes. I'll let him set his camera up because all I can see is a drunk man trying to arrange his stuff.
He logs on. He's not even set up.
Morning.
Evening, sir. How are you?
All right, thanks to you.
It's nice to see you wearing a Case de Yarborough t-shirt.
Yeah. It's my favourite. Do you know, I found my. I was sorting out my town shirts. I had them out last weekend, didn't I?
Yeah. You did it on the show.
Great, it was great content. Listening to you talk about those shirts, lads.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I had them out last week. It can't have been as bad as play your calendars, right?
I didn't think that was that bad. I thought it was all right.
No, I was going through my old football shirts, and you know what it's like when you get something out and you start to look at it, and then you're like, a week later you haven't put it away again. I don't know if anybody else sort of, No. I've still got
my wife knows what that's like.
Yeah, well, I've still got a big box. The big box of all my football shirts was in the office. Anyway, I tipped it out because it was a mess, and I folded it all the shirts and everything, and I found my old Cub Scout shirt. I bet you were in the Cubs, Alex, weren't you? You seem like a Cub or a girl, brownie or something.
Well,
like a Cub or a girl.
Well, I did go on a
level of insults now. Is it you girl?
Yeah, but he's not far off. So I went on a brownie sleepover. My mum was. I don't think it's sexual at like 8-9 years old, Bruce.
I thought you were going to say there's some girls that you met. There's some girls with you that you'd met in the brownies 10 years earlier.
No, my mum used to run the brownies in Kilby, so I ended up having to go on the bloody sleepover in some village hall. I can't even remember where it was.
You think that's bad, right? So my grandmother used to teach at what used to be an all-girls private school. It was actually the one Sam went to, believe it or not. It's the same school Sam went to many years later. But because my mum was a single parent, the school terms overlapped. So for a week of the summer holidays, I used to have to go to my grandma's, and she used to take me to school for that week, to that all-girls school.
You poor sod.
Yeah.
Whereas I was the opposite of that. I was at my bloody posh private school that didn't do me any good, and we had longer holidays than peasants. It was we used to break up at start of July or something, and we had about 3 years off for Christmas for the summer. It was brilliant.
It's why you don't hear me criticise Sam for going to private school too long, because my grandma worked there for 35 years. So
I was a waste of money at private school, mate. They thought it would do me better because Tolbar didn't have enough ambition for me. I was like one of them middle of the road kids that didn't really get in trouble, but I wasn't excelling and I wasn't in the other classes at the other end of the scale. And that they felt that they were disinterested, and that's maybe in education. That's maybe how it was then. I don't know if it is now. Like if you're in the middle of the road, they try and improve the ones that are not great, and then they try and get the ones that are at the top to excel. But if you're sort of in the middle, you maybe get overlooked a little bit.
I'm really sorry, people. I'm not sure why I'm letting this keep going, but
sorry,
let them have their moment.
Sorry. But I'm all right. Apart from I'm good, thank you. Yeah, so my Cub Scout and everything, it's all gone away. I put it back in the loft, and then our cat is obsessed. She hears the loft door creak, and she is obsessed with trying to get in the loft, and she'll be up round your legs while you're on the loft ladder and stuff. And anyway, Claire was supposed to be watching her, and I turned around and the bloody cat's in the loft, and it's like it doesn't really. I don't get too carried away, but they get worried about it because they think the cat's going to go off in amongst all that, that stuff that's prickly and just like not great in your loft, the insulation. Well, yeah. Anyway, so I was like, shit, the cat. Grabbed her, shouted Maisie, and we extracted the cat from the loft successfully.
You know, Alex, we do chat sometimes about town being good and it being bad for content. We always forget we've always got Bruce for his stories about cats getting in the loft, which will do a good 5 minutes worth of content.
What I want to know is, if I'm booking a hotel room for the playoff final, do I book the night before and then the night after, or do I just book one particular night? What would you go with, Bruce?
Just stay at mine.
You don't need a hotel for the playoffs, mate. We're going up. Automatic.
Oh, am I being
you might be
I'm
able to,
so
you might be able
sorry.
to sell it extortionately to some poor
Bradford fan.
Walsall, Bradford, Notts County fan. For a fortune. That might be a good investment. But
It's so it's 155 quid if I book from the Sunday to the Monday. So there we go. But apparently I'm being negative, so apologies.
I think you stay after.
I'm not liking this.
I think you stay after, mate.
Why are we talking about playoffs? We're going up automatic. I don't get it.
Hypothetically speaking, Alex, I would stay after because especially coming from where you come from, you can get there plenty early enough to start drinking at silly o'clock, and then you don't have to go home after.
Well, the thing is, though, is Ryan North is right. So he says, I've booked Sunday and Monday. This is brilliant. I'm waiting for Notts County fans to play this, next in a couple of months' time. But I do get jealous. Now I live nearby and all the town fans are in London on the night before and Trafalgar Square's bouncing or wherever we go. And I'm going, I can't really justify going in for a couple of hours just to go to have a wander
You do that for work, though, don't you?
Yeah, true, but I don't think I have to go in on a Sunday. I'm committed, but I'm not that committed.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, if you stayed over for 2 nights, you'd be there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Everything else all right though?
I'm not sorry to interrupt. I'm not sure that logic works.
That's all right.
You could spend 100 and odd quid on another hotel room for the night, or you can probably spend 25 quid getting the train in.
Yeah, I think it's like 15 quid on a Sunday.
But you can't justify popping in for a few hours.
No, I'm not thinking it through, am I? Come on, Lee. We'll go into London for a romantic evening.
Yeah. Hey, I surprised.
I'll go into London for a romantic evening with you if you want, Alex.
You live in Sutton. You're already there. Your last
romantic evening in London resulted in a birth not long ago, Mike. You need to stay well away from romantic evenings in London.
Last time he took me into London, we spent more time in a bloody taxi.
God, we did spend a long time in it. That was pointless, wasn't it? But
is that the one that I contributed a little bit for?
Yeah, and do you know what? I've got a strange feeling I haven't paid Sam yet.
I don't think you have, because last time we talked about it, he's like, I must do that.
Sam's gone egg chasing today. He doesn't need paying for anything.
Yeah, Sam's at Twickenham watching. Hang on, what was it, Twickenham? Weren't England playing in Italy?
It was at home, wasn't it? I think I saw.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, and the Southern Drifters started, but it's not started that much. Actually, no, I used to play rugby for Grimsby when I was a young lad.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
I don't remember you. You must have been you're a bit older than me, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're a bit older.
I did. Yeah, exactly.
I played there for about 10 years as a kid.
Sorry, I surprised Sam yesterday at Walsall. I didn't tell him I was going, and he come running out the stand. He was it was lovely to see his little face.
I'm looking forward to our romantic evening, Mark. You can tell us the better parts of the NFL. Well, it's nice to see, and I was surprised to see you there. I saw Bruce was giving out the digs, so yep, he was out on an away game. How was it for you?
It was a good day, actually, mate. It was a good day. Those 12:30 kickoffs are a bit weird, though. I got picked up at 6:30, and you just basically shift your day forward by, because I was like,
I'm waiting for him to do the maths here.
No, it was like, I've done it and I can remember it. It was like 6:30. Yeah, we want to be there for 9. All right, okay. Yeah, because that's like getting there at 11:30, and we'd never get there that late. Oh, yeah, true. Good point. Yeah, so the first, I didn't partake straight away, but the first can was making the old opening noise at 7:20 yesterday morning, and
oh no, that's rough.
Yeah, and I was about half an hour later when I bowed to peer pressure on the M180.
You're a sensible man, Bruce. If it's only 8:10 in the morning, you can tell you're the sensible one amongst the gang.
It was it was a great day, mate. Great day. The town fans, I don't know why they put us in 2 stands in it. That's just absolutely nonsense. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if you've been in the last couple of years, but you still have all behind the goal, but you start about 2/3 of the way across, and then you go round the little corner where Sam was So you've got a little bit of the side stand. Like they did the games at Scunny a couple of times where you get one end in a little corner. We had the same at Anfield in 2001, but slightly different scale. But yeah, it was it was a great day. The town fans were in good voice, plenty of old songs. But I tell you, my only complaint, right?
Oh.
My only complaint, and you know me, I don't complain much. The drummer is brilliant, right? And you like a drummer.
Are you ready for this, people? There's a book coming.
You've banged the drum for the drummer.
I do. I'm a big proponent of the drum.
And the drummer kept the singing going. But occasionally, when the atmosphere is good, I think the drummer needs to know. Sometimes in your head, when there's a good atmosphere, you almost know what song's going to start next. So one song follows another. I don't know if you get that, but I get that in my head. And I'm like, right, that song needs to go now. And but the drummer just sometimes half the stand would be singing, and it takes a few seconds for it to go full stand, and the drummer would start something else. And I think they just need to know when to not drum. But like I say, it was a great effort, and the drummer did help the atmosphere yesterday. But that would be my only minor complaint.
Well, I'm glad to see you coming round to it. I mean, we're 2 steps away from getting team sheets sent out and little song lyrics sent out. I think it was Ben that was saying my only complaint is we never sing Every Saturday We Follow, which is a shame. But it's nice. They were in good voice, I've got to say. From what I could hear on the old telecast, they were pretty loud and proud all game. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Just gutted I wasn't there.
I did enjoy it. I think Mark Middleton said, didn't he? Was it Mark Middleton that said he could hear when we conceded? And I mean, I've seen some dickhead of a Walsall fan. I think somebody had shared his tweet. Oh, we dominated the first 25 minutes. I'm like, what game were you at? We were just like Town were knocking it about prime Juve, and then we went all bloody scunny for 5 seconds and we'd conceded. And but I thought we were the better side, but we gave them the 2 best chances they had. They created nothing, did they? And it was and the thing you could hear was you could hear those Mariners started as soon as we conceded. Instead of complaining and people chuntering and stuff, straight away somebody just shouted Mariners and the whole stand went up. And Mark said you could hear that on the telly, so that's quite nice.
It's special at the moment, isn't it? You can tell Walsall are a completely different side of it at the moment. Top of the league, should be really enjoying it, but you've got that pressure and it feels like everything is falling apart and there's nothing to stop it. I was really surprised with how quickly they went negative and how negative they did go. But it just shows that when you're in that sort of perfect bubble of going, hang on, it almost feels like at the moment we're supporting the moment where, when a guy's through and it's the best noise in football is the cheer and then go on and then quiet that sort of half second as he's about to take his shot. We're supporting Grimsby Town in that go on moment at the moment. It's just that little silence before the ball ends up in the back of sorry, I'm doing Trump impressions here on the
great noise, great
noise. I'm a fat cunt.
What you're saying is we're at the time where we've just heard the chairs. When everyone stands up and you hear just the chairs all go. That we're there.
And it's such a perfect moment in following football where it is so fleeting because we're going to have ups and downs now between now and the 11 games at the end of the season. But it's just this moment where there's a chance. This is John Moore saying chance on, isn't it?
I did have to do just you talking about anticipation. When we scored the second or the third, I think it was the third. I went down the front to join the celebrations where the players all came off the pitch with Luca, and I was a bit late getting there. So when Barrington went through, and there was, must have been 5 seconds or 4 seconds, you could see the run. I mean, no one's picked up on the through ball. The through ball was brilliant to him.
Yeah,
but
brilliant.
When he went through, I left my seat and went skipping down the steps so that I was at the front, ready to celebrate, and I had to do the walk of shame back to my seat when he ran it off the pitch. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I went trotting off down the steps. Here we go. It's going to be 4-1, last kick of the game or last minute or whatever. Oh shit! He's kicked it. He's gone round the keeper. Oh, hang on a minute. He's also got off the pitch. Oh shit! All right.
Well, do you know what? it was one of my beautiful moments. I even tweeted it, was when he did round them, and it was the right thing to do. It just, I assume he was knackered at that point, but he ran, because it's such a short ground, he ran straight into the fans, who just consumed him and wrapped him in their arms and were patting him on the back and giving him bear hugs. It's just like, this is what football supporting is about, where they just go, mate, we're 3-1, such a good effort, don't worry about it. And the other part that was, did you hear on the interview that the kit man usually has a Red Bull, and he didn't have one, so Charles Vernon went running to a shop half a mile away to go and get it.
No,
the kit man went for George McEachran.
Oh, is it? Usually has one, and the kit man went and got him one.
Am I hearing?
Why is Charles Vernon having a Red Bull? He's not even there.
He said Charlie V when Artel was on the thing. He said Charlie V. So I must have heard it off the corner of my ear, or anything like that was wrong. But whatever it was, it sounded amazing. I love the idea that our injured winger is running for half a mile.
Poor old Chelsea could do with some wings.
No wonder he's injured. He's running up and down the high streets looking for Red Bull for everybody.
He's foot in pot.
Oh, Ben's correcting me. Charlie V is the kit man. You can understand where the confusion comes from.
No, I couldn't at all. It was abundantly clear to me and everybody else what he was talking about.
When he said he ran to the shops, you should have known who it was.
Can we not get Charles Vernon a bike at least? Up and down fucking Freeman Street every week.
My hamstring. Can't we just send somebody out? No, you can't go. He needs a Red Bull. Oh, well, I'm glad that I, was entertaining everybody for a minute. The kit man is caught. It's too much, Ruthie. I can't deal with it. There's too many Charlies in the team and at home, so we're going to have to change that.
Did you see my tweet where I noticed when I watched the goals back in the car on the way home yesterday that when we'd scored the third and Luca went into the fans because he was obviously a few seconds ahead of everybody else. A couple of other players came, and then Svan Thorsten comes across, and instead of going to Luca, he just thinks, "Oh fuck it," and he just goes straight into the fans. He's just like, it's absolutely brilliant. You can just see him. He just sort of runs up and he just goes sort of arms outstretched into the fans, and he must be loving it. He must be loving it.
There's that picture of Danny Rose, which he looks like he's going to go arse over tit into the away end as well.
Mick Janet catches him, doesn't let anything past him, that fella. Defenders, footballs, flying strikers, nothing gets past him.
We obviously need to run the credits in a minute because.
Oh, we on? I thought we hadn't started yet.
I'm gonna talk about the game, but or shall I wait?
Yeah, let's do the intro because we are 18 minutes in.
Jesus.
Are we?
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. There'll be fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! A really, really good goal. You can't make it straight like that.
Everybody, welcome to the DN35 podcast. It is apps pod, didn't it? I didn't even say any words there. It's glad to have you along. We're all too giddy. Town, it's on. Chance is on. The Mariners were fleetingly in the playoffs as Salford took the lead against Crewe, but it is all in our hands. We've got a game in hand on them. We've got to play them, and we are just 6 points off automatic promotion to League One, which, let's face it, could well be the most entertaining League One North Lincolnshire and Yorkshire have had for a long time, and we may well be a part of it. Bruce was there, me and Mike were not. We'll talk briefly, I guess, about Tranmere as well, but Bruce was there yesterday. He was at the Glanford Park 2.0. It's the closest we're ever going to have to play, closest we're going to get to play at Glanford Park for a long time, unless there's some sort of charity event we do for him. Bruce, how was it? How was the game?
It was marvellous, wasn't it? It really was. I've seen people say it was the best performance of the season. I think that's without question. I think, like you say, we tend to. Somebody said earlier, we tend to focus on the negatives of, if you do well, the opposition were bad, and they do look, like you said earlier, they do look devoid of confidence. The lad's gone back to Stoke. I mean, they just resorted to long ball, but I think that was because we were just absolutely superb to a man. And I mean, I've been critical this season at times of what I've seen of Warren, and I think he's a bit like Harvey Rodgers. He looks so different in a back three to what he looks when we play four at the back as a right back. I just thought when he came on, he just epitomised what the team was all about yesterday. Him, Janet and Rodgers and Cass, while he was on, just nothing got past any of them. If they got past our midfield and they came to them guys, I just thought it was just a brilliant performance. We buzzed around with energy. It's amazing what a bit of confidence does for footballers, isn't it? Or anybody in any walk of life, really. Because we just look off. The fans are bought into it. I mean, obviously, we'll see what the crowd is Tuesday. But the fans that were there yesterday, as you say, they sang from the first minute to the last, which I know away from home's not out the ordinary. But the team were just excellent. We scored a couple of really good goals. Like I say, the free kick was something a bit different. Again, that's 2 or 3 of those we've now scored where we've done something a bit different from a set piece. And for a long time, we've been awful at set pieces. And the little quick interplay for Luca's second. Everything that's been good about the team happened yesterday. Again, we had one of the. We've seen the 2 left and right sided centre backs get up in the box, and we saw that yesterday again with Warren winning a penalty, which Danny Rose absolutely smashed in, didn't he? And like I say, the third goal, quick, down to somebody inside, first time cushion pass through, you're in on goal. And again, obviously we've already talked about it, but I thought the pass was brilliant for Barrington on the counter attack, and 4-1 wouldn't have been excessive, would it? On the balance of play.
It's amazing that I don't panic and I don't worry anymore when we go a goal behind. We were saying it against Tranmere. It's all about just trusting these guys. It's very rare we've had a town team where we just go, look, these guys have got it. And I understand we had that to a point in non-league, but the pressure in non-league to perform at your best of your abilities throughout the season, because one drop point can be a disaster. This is a little bit different. There's a little bit of air between it. There's a little bit of give, and the players are performing again and again. And you were talking about how Warren was performing better. I was concerned after Tranmere, obviously, whether it's the injuries or it was an opportunity for Artell to play some of the players that he said, look, they're going to get an opportunity, but they're not necessarily the first 11. I thought, I know Luca had opportunities. He didn't shine against Tranmere, and neither did Thompson. And the opportunities they had kind of went awry, and I was slightly worried. And then they come back and answer it immediately with aplomb with the performances they put in yesterday. I thought yesterday it was fast paced. I thought both teams gave as good as they got. I thought Walsall at least try and do stuff and don't, because they're a league leader. It was very nice to watch a game where both teams are trying to do something. They're not trying to break it up. I know we were with about sort of 25 minutes to go, but they were absolutely on it. It was entertaining. It reminded me, Bruce and Mike, can you remember that game we played against Bolton a couple of years ago, where it was just an entertaining game of football, and it was one of the higher quality games we've played for a while. I see someone saying that Nick Wilson says it's the best performance for a long time, maybe in the last 15 years. They resorted to long balls as we dominated. Every player was 8 out of 10. I just thought it was a really good, entertaining game, and I trust the players implicitly. And as you say, Bruce, everyone's buying into it. So I hope look, there are going to be ups and downs. There's 11 games to go. That's a long time. We've got some difficult fixtures to play. It's just enjoy it and take a moment, because these moments don't come along for us lot quite that often. So I hope people are going to enjoy it. Mike, what were your thoughts?
I think, thinking about it since yesterday, I think that is probably the best performance of the season so far. I think maybe we've played better in games. We've won by more, kept clean sheets. But I think the context of going away from home against the league leaders with a few injuries and dominating the game from start to finish, that would eclipse anything I can remember seeing this season. So I think business end of the season, we're starting to see us put some really good performances against some teams. Now, they're obviously having a wobble, but they're still a good team. They're there for a reason and they're there for a purpose. So we went there and we dominated the game. As much so that when we conceded, it was just something out of our own making. You know, we're passing the ball about very well. We're starting the game really well. And then we just lose the ball somewhere where you shouldn't really lose it. But you can't get too angry. If you're wanting them to play with the ball, play with confidence and zip it around a bit, there's going to be these times they're going to lose the ball there. But as soon as we conceded, for no time at all after that, did I think we're going to lose this game. Just how we were playing, how we were on the ball. People like Svan Sorsen started really well. I just thought we're going to win this game. And I don't think I lost that thought from the start to the end, really. Interesting how we set up with Doug Tharm coming out of the team. Cass, who you always think is a right-sided player, we slotted him into the middle of Rodgers and McJanet, obviously trying to do as little disruption to that back three as we could. Rodgers is still getting up further up the pitch. But even then, when Cass gets injured and we have to reorganise, we still keep all the impetus and we still keep on top of them. So really, really good, really encouraging, especially this time of the season. We've obviously got some injuries, which we'll probably talk about. But looking back to Tranmere, I think Tranmere and probably Gillingham at home, which are in this run of, 10 games with 1 defeat, they're good examples of earlier in the season, we were either losing games or winning games. We were nowhere in between. It was either everything or nothing. And I think those 2 games on Tuesday shows you how we're turning these games where we're not playing well, but we're still getting a point out of it, which we weren't doing earlier in the season. Now, if you can get 4 or 5 of them in the season, it's a win or 2. So that's really encouraging as well. And again, this week, that's 5 points from losing positions this week. Now, how often have we spoken about in this season about going behind and then that's it? Well, that's gone for me now. I mean, there'll be times we go behind and we don't win. Of course it will. It's League 2 football. It's going to happen. But that mindset and that agenda and that sort of narrative that we were talking about, which was quite prevalent and quite obvious, is gone now. Because this week we've got 5 points, all from losing positions. So well done to the players, well done to the staff. And on we go to Tuesday. It's going to be interesting seeing 11 games now. If we can keep this sort of form up, then I don't know where we're going to be. But it's, great times to be a Town fan at the minute.
I didn't think there was much you could do about the goal we conceded in terms of caught off balance, was on the wrong foot. And then probably if I was an athlete and had a chance to replay that every 30 seconds to try and get it right, I'd have probably done the same thing, try and back off and get to it. So I wasn't too bad. Grimbo saying, Alex, do you still think Artel is a boring old rambler? Fair play to the owners for giving him time. Grimbo, you should join this podcast more often, my friend. I've already apologized to Artel, as have many others. He had started, he had a tough set of it and he's answered his critics wrong. You think it might be a gotcha, my friend, but I'm enjoying this, as should you. Maybe what I've seen from quite a lot of fans is we find a lot of our fans now will enjoy this moment as trying to win moral arguments. Just enjoy it. Everybody wants what's best for the club. Everyone wants to move forward. Everyone wants to enjoy the football. Maybe just enjoy the moment, because we've all had a moan and we've all had a groan in our time supporting Town. So if you need a point, Grimbo, you've got a point. Well done. You're beating me 1-0. Good man.
Sorry, Mike, go on.
I was just going to say, just really quickly, going back to what Alex said about the goal, I think that's a prime example where Evan Corey's development still got some way to go. He's been brilliant, but that's the sort of pass that you want to be playing first time. He's tried to take a touch, got off kilter and been pressed quite high. And away from home against a team like that, you've probably got to imagine they're going to be pressing you quite high early on. So it's a pass you get into yourself. You want to just be turning around the corner first time. But, he's relatively young in terms of how much he's played, and he's come on leaps and bounds this season. So he'll learn from that. You can't really lose the ball there.
I think going back to the point scoring thing that you were talking about, Alex, I think what it maybe perhaps tells people is that while we you know, what we do is judge games on a game by game basis, but maybe people need to give players and staff a little bit more time before they make a lasting judgment on them. I'm not talking about you, but you know, there was a
I
big
don't mind.
there was a big chunk of Artell out people and people that called him a fraud, and you know, and he just chat shit and all that, and perhaps that, you know, but maybe that's just also where we've been as a club in the last 20 years. You know, it's been, yes, we've had good times and good seasons, but it's not been at a level that we wanted it to be at. But oh bloody hell! But yeah, we maybe, you know, maybe the thing to be learned is for us to just give people a little bit more time, and we've seen that with the players this year, haven't we? You know, Svan Thorson, lightweight, knocked off the ball, and you know, I think people might look differently now and give Burns and Tory more time, having seen what we've done with the recruitment and what we've done with Svan Thorson.
And do you know what? If we want to do the point scoring thing, I was on here defending Svan Thorson for my life, saying that I'm not sure how you can compare Barrington and Svan to each other, given the leagues that they were playing in. I think, and there are so many of us all who have seen players that have gone wrong and gone right. And I'll be honest, the vast majority of the time, as fans, we tend to be right in sort of in terms of what you would say crowdsourcing, I guess, in terms of opinions, because this is the best the club has been in 15, 20 years. So it's an opportunity to enjoy it and to put some faith behind it. Artell had more time than most managers has, and we're being rewarded, or the owners are being rewarded for their patience, which they weren't rewarded for under Hurst, where they gave him more time than he would have probably have been given at other clubs during his run. Artell did struggle and he did have a poor time. And one of the things we talked about on here is he was one of his instances that he has a problem with, and he had it at Crewe, was that if it turns against him, he can struggle to turn it back round. He's done that. He's been given time, and he's given the freedom, and the resources the club have got can only help. So it's for the owners really to take the applause.
I think. Sorry, mate.
All right, go.
I think with just the way the modern world is at the minute, we all instant communication. We've spoken about this before, so we instantly opine week to week about things. You know, I was wrong last season about him. I know I ate my humble pie a while ago and changed my opinion sort of in that run into the end of last season. But we're all, you know, we all get things wrong, and I think it is a lesson that we just need to give things time in football and not judge players and teams on week to week.
When did I say that as well? When did I talk about? Because I rambling on about that he was rambling, because I remember saying I know I did, but when?
To Holloway, I can't remember when.
Yeah, but I'm saying when, Mike, not when. Why? I was asking
I think
when.
In a minute, I don't mean to be rude, but in a minute we draw a line under this, because we're in such a buoyant mood, aren't we, that we don't want to dwell on it too much.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I just it's been funny because we had the I put out 4,800 on Tuesday night was a poor attendance considering we're 9 or 8 games unbeaten and we're fighting for the playoffs. I think there's still a disconnect between the town and the club. And I saw underneath that tweet muted. So I can see the anti-DN35 podcast or the anti-me people were taking a chance on it. And you know what? I'd love to play a game of who was it that messaged it, but I haven't bothered to go through them in that much detail. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think there are things, we've got an opportunity at the moment to move this forward. And I can see the club have done some stuff this week as well to try and push themselves forward, which is great.
Did I see somewhere that one of the clubs only got 1,500 on Tuesday night?
Oh, I don't know.
One of the League Two clubs, like an Accrington or somebody like that, only got 1,500.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And that's you know, this is where Tuesday night, Sky Sports Plus, you know, it won't affect your attendances, and it's clearly having an impact, you know, on some clubs. So we'll have to see over the next couple of years how much it doesn't affect anybody's attendances on a regular basis, won't be. But you would hope that the pull of Notts County on Tuesday night, you would hope that people have been looking at the fixtures and they've been making decisions on what they can afford to do. But having said that, a lot of the people that aren't turning up are season ticket holders who have already paid. So let's just hope that people do what they can to get there on Tuesday and Saturday, because as anybody that watched yesterday and has seen the way that the team is improving and they're growing. I mean, I don't know if you've listened. I'm sure you
over a year ago, Grimbo. Get over yourself, bloody hell.
Right, Grimbo's had his say. Just leave him now. But no, I like I say, just hope that people get down there, do what they can, because the interviews yesterday, we were lapping up the interviews in the car on the way home. It was, Danny Rose and Artell, they were so buoyant and, just the confidence and they were just bullish, weren't they, both of them? And it was just fantastic to hear when they were being bullish for the right reasons.
I forget how northern Danny Rose is when I hear him, because he looks like someone. If I have a stereotypical idea of someone from Essex, it's what it's what Danny Rose looks like.
It reminds me of Peter Thiel or somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm half expecting him to talk about the Sugar Hut halfway through, but he's really up for it, and his experience, and it sounds like he's encouraging the likes of Luca and Barrington and Abikwa as well. It's just people have people questioned his captaincy. I don't know whether it's just because he's a position and he's a striker, but it sounds like everybody's he's really enjoying it. And do you know what, Luca as well? I don't know if anyone got a chance to listen to that on Mariners TV with Scott. He looked really happy with himself and really proud. I think it's nice for them as well.
I think he did get some criticism, but it generally falls in, and most things happen during that bad run where everything is just an easy criticism. I don't have a problem with Danny Rose. I think he's a fantastic ambassador for the club, both in how he acts and how he carries himself on the pitch. If you wanted, there's probably two players in that team that you'd take into the trenches with you. One's Kieran Green and one's Danny Rose, because he chases everything, runs for everything.
You hear that, Bruce? He's not getting Doug Tharm in the trench next to him. What is this?
No, it's not on those levels, mate. Not on those levels.
McJanet would take your trench, Mike, and he'd smash it right up.
He'd just walk off carrying it like this. Mine now, lads.
Yeah, with Danny Rose and Kieran Green in it.
All I'm thinking of is McJanet like Wonder Woman stopping a machine gun with some sort of weird metal collar on her arm.
Just stood there with a spade, like we fill this defense doesn't have any gaps. We'll fill this bugger in.
Yeah, amazing. It really is. It's a nice time to be a Town fan, and again, I'm just enjoying it. I understand there's a chance, and we've got an opportunity to win something, but even if we don't. I think someone was showing me I saw a list yesterday of who is out of contract, and it's not most of the first 11, and it looks like we're only going to build on what we've got, and it'll be just enjoyable.
Well, something I've been thinking about, and I'd put something up today, is I can't remember the last time, if ever, I'll be honest, if ever, that I've got. Before the end of the season, I'm starting to look at players and worrying, just for the want of a better word, about how many of them we can hold on. And that's not a criticism; it's a ringing endorsement of how good our recruitment's been. But you look through the team and you think there's 5 or 6 players in there that you would probably hope you could keep on, but you might think, oh, if we don't go up, we might not. But that's a positive. That means our recruitment's been good and our team's good. And just the last couple of days sitting there thinking, even through the National League, I can't remember many seasons where I've thought, oh, it's going to be hell if we lose this player. But you look at McJanet, Svan Sorsen, McEachran, there's 3 players that you think are just really, really good players.
So, Jack Coupland is asking Andrew Matthews is asking how many points minimum do we need? I don't know, Andrew. But we've got a game in hand on Doncaster. So if we were to win that, we're only 3 points off them in third. There's only Port Vale above us that have got a game in hand on us. Now, I know points on the table are probably better than games in hand, but
some stats?
There's an opportunity. Go on, then hit us with stats.
Well, just hang on. So last season, 7th had 70 points. And just for reference, we're currently on 56. That's 14 points away. Season before that, 7th was 75. Season before that, 7th was 77. So sort of mid 70s is sort of your target, which I think from memory would be, if we achieved that, that would be something in and around what we got in that 2005 season, which is the type of levels. If we win a few games, that's the sort of thing we're competing with now in terms of how many points compared to the history in the Football League is we're up and around competing for that figure of whatever we got when we finished 4th.
So team players that are out of contract according to COD Almighty are Donovan Wilson, Raquel Pike, who might have an extra year option. Then you've obviously got all the loan players, Curtis Thompson, Harry Cribbs, and Jordan Davis. Oh yeah, he's online, isn't he? And Jake Eastwood and
Hume and Thompson. Yeah.
I
think Hume's the only one that I'd be wanting to keep on.
But it's one of these things where we go, just let them decide and let them work it out, because I think that's worth.
He did say that they've entered into some contract talks with Hume already, haven't they? Which is another good thing to see, trying to tie down our better players before windows open.
Mariner Halley is saying, I think we go above Notts County if we beat them, which might be true. I haven't got the league table in front of me.
Yeah, we would do. We definitely would do if we beat Notts County. If we beat Notts County, I reckon we're in a different conversation in the playoffs, because we would then be above the team that one of the best fancied teams in this division.
Their form's not great either.
And every team we've played, we would have then beaten first, second, third, fourth, and fifth in the league at some point or other. So that's all music to our ears. And obviously, no longer negative goal difference, which might play into our hands, I guess. Is there anyone we can catch? Both Port Vale, Crewe, Alexandra, and Doncaster, 10 plus for 10, 7, and 8. So there's a chance, I guess, if we get to hammer someone. We haven't really hammered anyone all season. Surely we'll take one of those opportunities between now and the end of the season.
I think we're 7 behind.
I don't like talking like this. It's weird.
If we turn Crewe over, then that would earn sort of double points, wouldn't it?
I was complaining yesterday that it was 26 quid in advance. Crewe is £28.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Fourth division football.
That's
£28
to stand in the ice cream van stand with its 5 rows.
Sorry, but that shit should be illegal. £28 for a match day ticket in Division 4.
Yeah,
and Premier League players. Are Premier League fans still paying just 20 quid for away games? So
some of them are. Yeah, there's been some good deals, and some of them where the Premier League teams are playing each other in the FA Cup quarterfinals and stuff. I saw they've done some deals, like 10 or 15, 20 quid. But the problem is that their gate money is a drop in the ocean to their telly money, isn't it? Compared to us, our gate money at our level is. I don't know how much it is to pay on the day in the upper or something. Now I bet it's 25, 26 quid.
I think it's 24 quid, isn't it? But
it's 24, is it?
Willie Boy is saying Notts County are missing McGoldrick, Jody Jones, and they sold Crowley, obviously, to MK Dons, who I assume are a basketball team, given the goal he scored against us at their place.
I think the point about costs at Dundee Park, Bruce, is there are cheaper options, and you've got a bit of choice there. As an away fan, you pay this or you don't go. When I've come up and gone to games at Dundee Park, I could have gone in.
Well, don't they have to charge? Don't they have to charge the same as what the home fans do? But they can't ramp it up. I thought that was an EFL rule. If someone can tell me, I'm pretty sure that's the case. But then again, I didn't think I thought you couldn't be offside from whatever it was. I didn't think you could call off an offside or whatever it was.
And since you said that, every time I've noticed it happen every bloody week now. They play advantage from the offsides.
£22 for a 17-year-old at Crewe, £50 for the two of us going, saying Simon. Yeah, it's an absolute ridiculous. And you got to feel sorry for Crewe, especially when Stoke can't be far from Crewe. You could go watch a Championship club instead. Stuart Johnson saying we'd be buggered if Rose got injured. I think we need to look around. Well, Stuart, we'll go through the injuries. We keep saying that. Let's find out. Let's go through who we got injured at some point. What are you saying, Mike?
I was just going to say, so the only thing I'm concerned about, and you tell I'm a Town fan, I'm starting to get concerned about things too often now, is we've got one fit striker, and at the minute we've got 2 fit centre backs, and we play a back 3. Now, obviously, Warren can play the right side, so that's not an issue. But you're one more injury away from having a real crisis on your hands. With the Bickrue being 5 to 6 weeks away, and Wilson, who bloody hell knows when he'll play next. You've got to wrap Danny Rose up in cotton wool, I think. And the problem is you can't even really bring him off during a game. So that's the only thing that concerns me and concerns the outcome of the season. But if we can start getting these players back towards the last 6 or 7 games, then that might play in our benefit that they've had a bit of a rest. But that's the only thing that concerns me is the lack of players again. But we've done it before, and we're in this position. So who gives a fuck? Just keep going.
It's interesting. Mark saying Stoke's only 30 minutes from Crewe. The most expensive, the cheapest, the most expensive ticket, different category. Sorry, A, B, and C. The most expensive is 30 quid in the highest one. So you could get to a game 2 quid more for Crewe, but there are games that are cheaper at 20 quid and stuff. It's mad. Doug back Saturday, according to David Artell. Says Andrew.
I thought he said or the Saturday after. I'll go back and listen because I thought he said Saturday after.
But it'll be interesting. Mike, have you got the list of injuries there?
I've got the list of injuries here.
Go. Oh, no, that didn't work. Hang on. Oh, I'm not liking this new thing. Cut. Let's try that again. We've got a new thing going here. It didn't work. Let's go. We can't do what the. Okay, look, this don't work. 2 seconds, people. Mike, here you go. I will put that bit on there, and then I will make you the main person. There you are. Tell us the injuries, and we can't even have the nice music in the background because it makes your microphone go weird.
Oh, put it on. Put it on.
Hang on. Oh, I've got to go down now. Oh, I've even got it anymore. Casualty. There we go.
So Grimsby Town are starting to look like we may be having another injury crisis. So currently out of the team, Charles Burnham, he's out for the end of the season, so he's not going to come back. Jordan Davis, who was coming back from a long-term hamstring injury, seems to have another injury and will be out for 2 weeks. Justin Bickrue seems to be out for another 5 to 6 weeks, leaving us only Danny Rose fit up front. Donovan Wilson apparently has done his hamstring. When he comes back, who knows, probably 2034. Doug Tharm has some sort of calf injury. 1 to 2 weeks seems to be the talk there. Cameron Gardner's been out for over a month with a hamstring, but does seem to be back in training now. And Lewis Cass limped off on Saturday just before half-time with what looked to be a leg injury. So all in all, 7 relatively senior or first-team players out of the team at the minute. Seamless. We'll cut all that together in the edit.
At the end of the game, Cass walked over with all the other players. He didn't have his leg iced or anything like that, so maybe that was just a precaution. So hopefully that's not too bad.
Hopefully. The only thing that worries me is it was close to half-time, and if you couldn't make it to half-time to be assessed, you would think it's probably something that is relatively more serious than
Do you think we're just... Do you just think we're arrogant now and we go, well, if he's feeling it, look, let's not risk it. Let's just take him off and we'll be fine. Maybe we've got to this point now where we sound like Wrexham fans and we're just so arrogant and confident and people are going to start disliking us instead of us thinking we're plucky little Grimsby. We're even on the highlights before the adverts on the Football League highlights thing. It's not even like the last one with Manish.
Maybe it's we do this 30-minute injury go down and have a chat thing so often that we occasionally throw in a substitution around that mark as well, just to keep referees on their toes. Not to think we're totally bullshit.
Did we have a 20-minute timeout sponsored by Bruce? I forgot. We did we?
The Bruce pit stop.
We did have a timeout yesterday, but no, it was. It's just a good time to be a Town fan, isn't it?
Nice, isn't it?
I don't even care. I don't even care that we've got injuries. We could play the youth team at the minute and they'd win every game.
if we finish where we are now, I would be still delighted with the season because it's given us something to build on for next season. And I just feel really confident in what the club are doing off the pitch. It just seems to be working with the recruitment, and these players all seem to be sticking around for next season, give or take a two, which is a massive thing in lower league because most people are out root and stem and they start again. So I just don't know what to do. I'm just enjoying it.
It's not like it's a shit or bush strategy, is it? It's definitely a strategy that's to progress, and maybe we're a bit further along that progress. But nothing worries me that if we don't go up this year, then that'll be it. There's a plan in place and all sorts of things. I mean, just in terms of the injuries, I'm dying to see Kieran Green as a lone striker. By the way, I would pay good.
We're close. We're close.
Just he don't know what's going to go on. Defenders don't know what's happening. Just put him up there and lump it to him and see what happens. I love that guy.
And the team we started with at the start of the season is pretty much the same team. Bruce, are you in agreement as well that, this team is unrecognisable really from the team that started, and even that was an improvement on the team before the season before?
I think Youngie made a good point, isn't it? In the chat earlier today. Are we still in Paris? Are we?
Oh no, I don't know why. Is there music going on or something?
Yeah, we've got the hello theme tune running.
Have we? It's not playing on mine.
Bruce is hearing things again.
Now it stopped.
No, it's started now.
It started. Bruce, do we need to turn Bruce on and off again? He's hearing things when it's not playing.
I don't think this system's working. What have you changed?
Nothing. There's just a new thing called scenes, which allows me to change it from this to that. Which hopefully meant I could stop prattling around with it, but apparently
you need me to do a bit of maintenance on it again.
Nope.
Can anyone hear a low in the background? Because I can't hear it. I don't think Mike can hear it.
Not now. It's stopped now.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it was ever happening. I think it needs to go and get looked at.
Jack Thornton says Bruce is lagging. Well, there's always been the worry with him.
I was flagging about 12:30 yesterday. Not lagging. I was flagging.
I'm not surprised you were being the responsible one, drinking at 10 minutes past 8.
7.
I'm genuinely worried. Only Bruce has heard this. They're all coming in the chat now.
I hope Maisie is just outside the office, just playing it on the phone. Bruce,
my wife says there's been no music.
No, nobody there.
Oliver Johnson saying Wolves v Spurs was 25 quid for him, and I was £20. So it's ludicrously expensive. Can you smell toast? Tackleberry's asking Bruce.
I don't know, but I'm going to have to start buying student tickets again. Or OAP. To be fair, I could buy OAP. You get when do your tickets get cheaper? Is it 60 at football?
Oh, let's have a look.
You're not going to get there.
So Stoke, because I've still got that up, is over 65.
Oh,
do you think you can pass for 65?
Easily.
Do you reckon, have I got more chance 65 or student?
Fucking hell. Senior student.
You got more chance of being a carer.
Oh, yeah. It's a shame that Mike don't come to more away games.
Oh, head of HR.
I just don't tell you. I don't want to be anywhere near you.
I haven't seen you.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a ticket that I bought recently where I was a student.
Brief is rifling through. I've got a totes card, which is like an NUS card. Apparently, maybe I can get in as a student.
No, mate. No.
I used to be in the England Travel Club, and I used to flash my card at the ticket. You know, when you used to turn up at in the good old days when you turned up at the turnstile and you bought your ticket from there.
When you got out your horse and cart.
Hello. Trouble on Snake. Pass again, were it?
Oh, here you go. Look, here you go. Histon FC. Terrace, right?
Recent. When was Histon? When did we play Histon?
About 2011, 12.
15 years ago.
Right. So 15 years ago, I was 34. Under 16.
So what you're saying on a published podcast is 13 years ago you committed a fraud.
I am one of life's winners, is what I'm telling you, Michael.
Yeah, 14 years ago he was living it up with his £5 that he saved at Histon, and then he got to see Lee Peacock score a back heel.
I got to see a Charles Adamino goal. That's what I got to see.
You got to see Charles
Well,
Adamino. That was rare enough as it was.
If Charles Adamino scores a goal but nobody's there to see it, did it happen?
Where is Charles Adamino now?
He's not here. Probably retired, didn't he? He was bloody injured all the time when he was with us.
So the last team he played for was in 2014, and it was Margate.
Oh, he's gone to France, hasn't he?
Haven't we all? He's probably just watching town games.
He's gone to France to watch town.
This is what happens when we don't have a game at the end of the show.
The game is watch Bruce flick through some old shit.
No, I'm just thought
Has Christine let you into the Memories Club yet, or what?
Hang on, Bruce, have you got a playoff final ticket in there, mate?
I'm an honorary member.
That's true.
Oh, there's somebody say I am a member. I can't remember. A
Poor
playoff
people.
final.
Poor
playoff
people who
final
live.
ticket, Mike. I can't find it, Mike, for all these away ticket stubs.
Yeah, from 2012. Yes,
I got. Bruce was throwing me shade, wasn't he?
Oh yes, I found it. Playoff final ticket. There you go. Conference playoff final.
Oh, we've all got that one. But one a bit more, bit before then.
Before 2015.
After.
Oh,
He wasn't he, Alex? He does throw shade a lot, doesn't he?
He did throw shade at me.
There's no shade thrown at him, and then just all of a sudden comes out of nowhere.
look,
Where are
look
you?
Here, look.
I thought
Right,
I thought Walsall were closer to Aldershot than Grimsby, even though it wasn't.
It was 2 miles closer.
No, it's not. It was quicker to get there from Grimsby than it was to Thingy.
I was talking distance.
Ah, well.
It was too. Anyway, look. No, right. This is how scandalous things are. Look. Monday, the 23rd of May, for the playoffs at Notts County, I paid £20. 20 English pounds, and now Crew want £8 more than that for a league game on a shitty Tuesday night in bloody April.
Crew. It's March.
I think you'll find it's April.
March today, isn't it?
And tomorrow.
And tomorrow. Aren't we getting discount though at Colchester? Isn't it something different? Are we not getting a discount?
Was it Cowley Day?
Why is Colchester Friday again? Is there a reason for this? Somebody was asking me.
Because we don't. So neither team have to pay for a hotel. That's why they often do it, so that when on the long journey, so that you can go in the morning and you can stretch your legs and you don't just get off the bus and play footy.
So that Colchester have moved the game to a Friday night for our convenience, even though there is a plethora of games which are further.
Didn't we play them midweek on a Tuesday as well?
Last season we did, yeah.
Yeah, they got called off, didn't it? I was halfway there. I was at St. Albans by the time we got called off. This is fun, isn't it?
Right, anyway. I'll put my tickets away.
So, Tuesday night, games are coming thick and fast. Any thoughts on it from anybody?
I hope we play better than we did last Tuesday.
Yeah, well, that's true. Is there much thought? Any thoughts on the Tranmere game from you guys? I thought they looked. They gave us a better game than Walsall did.
I'm struggling to judge our home games, and I don't want to sound like a broken record because I know we talked about it before. But honestly, playing any form of football for either team on that pitch is difficult. So I don't know. Tuesday, two teams that. Well, last time I saw Notts County, they like to get the ball forward and play attacking football, and so do we. So, is it going to be a high-scoring game like we had there at home last season, or is it going to be one team thumps the other? I don't know. I can't see it being a 1-0 or a 0-0. I'll be totally honest with you. I
just I saw a tweet that came out, and I'm really sorry I can't give you the what would you say the respect of it or whatever. Saying it's silly season now, isn't it? We'll play these teams like Morecambe or like Tranmere, who are fighting for their lives, and they'll give us a better game than people sat mid, Newport or Milton Keynes or whoever it is in the middle of the table who've got nothing to fight for. So it's going to be interesting. We're playing a lot of teams who have got something to fight for between now and the end of the season, but I'm still quite confident.
I thought Tranmere worked the socks off on Tuesday, and we were below our usual level, or our recent usual level, and that's why the game ended as it did. We still had a couple of chances, but it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
When you look at some of the football we played yesterday against that, but we had a team, like you say, yesterday that wasn't closing us down quickly, wasn't working hard, looked completely disjointed. They looked revitalised by losing Adkins, and they got a home win yesterday, which have been scarce, haven't they, for them? So yeah, these teams at the bottom, you look at Swindon, what they've done under Runaway, they've picked up until, even yesterday coming back from 2-0 down at Doncaster, doing us a favour. But yeah,
I think
I'm waiting for us to click on. I'm waiting for us to click big time on a home game, because even though I think the form has improved, I don't think I've seen as good a performances at home as I have away in general.
I think the Tuesday, I think a big element of that as well last Tuesday was our midfield does drive us at times. And I think we made 2 changes in there with Corey and Green not playing, which is fine. There's lots of games, but I think we really saw that. We saw the effects of that, not having those players in the team. And for me, that's where the problems stem from on Tuesday. So hopefully against Notts County, we can have our sort of that midfield 3, which seems to tick along quite nicely and put performances in. The Corey, McEachran and Green. I'd love to see that on Tuesday, and hopefully we can, because I think last Tuesday we saw the difference not having them in there.
I think it was just one change too many, wasn't it? You could have taken one of them out, and again, we've seen with Artel, haven't we, that he learns from his mistake. He learns, and he's not stubborn, and he's not frightened to change things when he needs to. And I think with hindsight, they might say we just changed a little bit too much against a rejuvenated Tranmere. You might have beaten them if Adkins had been there still, and they were on a real downward spiral. That you might have, but they look revitalised, and I think, like you say, their extra energy and our lack of it for an hour was probably the difference between us getting a decent result and just picking up a point.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he has mentioned, hasn't he, recently in his last interview, I think, with Matt Dean, that he sort of made a hint about, I won't have to face a new manager again, and that may be a little bit of a veil at the amount of times he's had to face a new manager. And you can do all the scouting you want about how a team's going to play and set up, but if they change the manager before your game, then it could be anything different. So probably a lesson learned. I don't think we lost much. I think we got a point out of the game against a team that are really going for it to stay up, and probably hard to play against. So, it didn't lose much, and lesson learned.
Well, yesterday's result made it a good point. So a good point. Sorry, Alex, go on.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say my prediction is if we get 9 points in the next 5 games, we're going automatic.
That'd put us on 64 with 6 games left, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think given the teams we've got to play in the next 5, if we can get 3 wins from 5, I think we're going up automatic.
I think if we could bank 5 wins, regardless of what happens with the 6.
5 wins in 5.
No, out of the next 11. I think if you could bank 5 wins out of the next 11 and the other 6 leave to chance, I think that would be enough to be in the conversation at the end of the season, because that would give you 71 points.
Yeah. Any predictions from you, Bruce, on your post Walsall high?
No, not really. Just game at a time. Game at a time, and let's see where it takes us. It was yesterday we sang "The Town Are Going Up." Now we may not go up, we may not be going up, but
nice to sing it, though.
To actually be able to sing that in the Football League, some fans have never done that, and because we've generally, I don't recall us being top of the conference. We've been top at Christmas and stuff, but we've usually tailed off and sort of got in the playoffs, and we've never really challenged for automatic. And yesterday there were a few chants of, the Town Are Going Up, and I don't remember us singing that for a long time, because like I say, in the playoffs, you don't, until the very end, you don't know that that's happening. Whereas, when you're up and fighting for automatic promotion in the league, there's a possibility that could happen, and that was a very, very nice song to sing, whether it comes true or not.
Once 20 years ago, that's 33 years old now. That's the only time I can remember singing it in the Football League. That Slade season.
I hope we do a Northampton. I hope we do what they did that year. As we're third from the 89th minute on the last game of the season, and that's it. That's all I would like. That would be quite nice. Big Nige is desperate. So Big Nige has asked this a couple of times. Who do we want to go up with us? So if we get third, last minute, Northampton, score the winner, and sneak into automatics. Who are the other three that you'd like to go up with them? For me, I'd quite like Bradford, Donny, and Wimbledon. Just because it would be nice to have one more down here, because they look like there might be few and far between next year. What about you, Bruce?
I think Bradford, Donny, and Notts County.
And Mike?
I'd agree with you, mate. Bradford, Donny, and Wimbledon would be good. I must say that I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'll be at Blundell Park for the first time for a while on Saturday.
Oh, right, nice. Well, you can at least have a conversation about the attendance then. So Mark says, Mark, who is in Burslem, says he would quite like Port Vale, Crewe, and another. I wonder why. But looking at the League One table again next year could be quite interesting, couldn't it?
Do you know what? I know we get ahead of ourselves, but we're football fans and time's good, so why not? I was watching the highlights yesterday, and usually I skip League One, and I just watched a little bit of League One last night. I just thought, let's just have a look what's going on up here and see what's about.
Actually, looking, Mike, we'll be well catered for at least. So you've got, for us, say for example, the bottom four stays as it is. So Burton, Crawley, Cambridge, and Shrewsbury go down. We'd have Bristol Rovers, which is reachable, Peterborough, Exeter if we feel a bit adventurous, Northampton. Then you've got Stevenage, who are far too mid-table for my liking. Then you've got Reading, Leyton Orient, Charlton. So we'd be well catered for next season.
Can I just make a point that you've reminded me about Bristol Rovers? It's not about next season, but I was talking earlier about players maybe moving on.
Mr. Conte.
I hope Conte is held up as a prime example how it doesn't always pay to just make one move. I'd imagine he's probably worth more as a top end League 2 player than a bottom end League 1 player. So hopefully people just go, you remember this fella in the summer? Stay with us a bit longer. You can print that.
I thought you'd gone then.
Blink twice if you need help.
Sorry. It's going. So, Bruce, I mean, you guys you'd enjoy yourself. You've got Huddersfield, you've got Barnsley, Lincoln, maybe if they can stay up, though it doesn't look good for them.
Hull, Rotherham,
Hull.
Mansfield.
Oh, they're proper games.
Notts County.
They're proper games. Where do you
want to take it?
Barnsley away. That's a proper game, isn't it? It's a proper football league game.
And who would be going down as well? You've got Derby down there as well.
Hull.
I'll tell you what, though, at the moment, the bottom four of League One looks absolutely shit.
It does. I don't really want to be down here for that. It isn't.
Crawley, Cambridge, Burton, and somebody else. I can't remember who.
I just don't want to go back to Burton. It's got bad juju, that has.
That's the only worry I have if we did go up, whether it's too soon. We've had the joke about we've gone up by accident, but I did like what Artel said, which is the first time he's really been asked about it midweek, which was, well, you wouldn't turn it down, would you? Get there and worry about it afterwards. And I like that sort of mentality.
Yeah, we can just...
Let's not overcomplicate it.
No. Back to being the biggest club in Lincolnshire, most successful one. Bruce, anything from you before we go?
No, I'm done. Thank you. See you all Tuesday. Not
Brilliant.
you, obviously, but everyone else.
You usually go, Bruce, after the titles before we finish. Hang about. I need to ask you something, so don't go.
Oh, Is it not something you can do? Is it not something you can do live? Is it a private question?
No.
Can we do it like for special listeners or something?
Are you inviting me to the caravan on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's.
I'm going to leave the key.
Mum's. I think I told you in the group, but Mum's bought a place near Blundell Park. She's.
Isn't that one you were talking about the other week?
Yeah, with the view of the fingers.
It's not, unfortunately. No, it's a bit further towards Isaac's Hill, but it means we can actually do a DN35 podcast in DN35 for once, which would be quite
You can do
nice.
that at my house. Will your mum have to buy Sam lunch now at the games and stuff?
No, absolutely not. She don't like Tories. He can sit outside. She can sit on the pavement. He can sit on the pavement. Mike's after a laptop, says Mark. Is that what it is, Mike?
It's got the word lap in it.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no lap dance. There's no lap dancing clubs in Cleethorpes that I know of.
It's nothing. It's just about Friday. That's all.
That's you not allowed to come up on your own anymore. Asking me for the lap dancing clubs.
Yeah. The caravan is for research.
Hey, did you see Wetherspoons has opened on your patch, Mike?
Yes.
Has he? Are you not? So, if anybody needs a caravan for League One home games next season, Mike's caravan is available. And if you want to be there for some of the games towards the end of this season, if you want to spend a night, Mike's got a caravan there to rent out, haven't you?
I have.
Exactly. Any thoughts on a title for the pod?
Charles Vernon Delivery Service.
Charles Vernon Delivery Service, sponsored by Bilingo. That's why he's got the Bilingo. Anything from anyone else? Sharon wants to know if you're in the main stand on Saturday, Mike.
I have no idea. I have not thought that far ahead yet.
He's not bought ahead. He's not bought a ticket yet. Get in the Osman. Start making some noise.
It is most likely.
There we go. Anything from anyone else before we get out of here?
No, done.
Brilliant. Download the app to the match from the Cheltenham. It took a bit of time for me to put it together, but if you want to relive a draw from last week, you are more than welcome to. It is out. It is well worth a listen to. We put a bit of effort into it, so well worth going to have a listen to. Yes, Mike.
It's good to see your faces, chaps. I've missed you.
Oh yeah, you're back from paternity leave. We hadn't talked about this. Yeah, you've just come back. You've got to get back into the office and sign some paperwork now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Brilliant. See you all later. Thank you very much, gents. As always, wonderful. Bruce, it'd be nice to talk to you after the credits.
He's not going to be there, is he? He's not going to be there. No way is he hanging around. Like, fuck this.
Do you want to? We'll work it out, shall we? He's gone already. Here we go. See you later.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. There's a fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent